A person starts to live when he can live outside himself. A clever person solves a problem. A wise person avoids it. Any fool can know. The point is to understand. Everybody is a genius, but if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing that it is stupid. Everything must be made as simple as possible, but not simpler. Few are those who see with their own eyes and feel with their own hearts. Great spirits have always encountered opposition from mediocre minds. The mediocre mind is incapable of understanding the man who refuses to bow blindly to conventional prejudices and chooses instead to express his opinions courageously and honestly. If I were to remain silent, I'd be guilty of complicity. It is not that I'm so smart, but I stay with the questions much longer. Imagination is more important than knowledge, for knowledge is limited to all we now know and understand, while imagination embraces the entire world and all there ever will be to know and understand. Intellectual growth should commence at birth and cease only at death. Life isn't worth living unless it is lived for someone else. Look deep into nature, and then you will understand everything better. Once we accept our limits, we go beyond them. Our task must be to free ourselves by widening our circle of compassion to embrace all living creatures and the whole of nature and its beauty. Peace cannot be kept by force. It can only be achieved by understanding. Reading after a certain age diverts the mind too much from its creative pursuits. Any man who reads too much and uses his own brain too little falls into lazy habits of thinking. Solitude is painful when one is young, but delightful when one is more mature. Student is not a container you have to fill, but a torch you have to light up. Strange is our situation here on earth. Each of us comes for a short visit, not knowing why, yet sometimes seeming to divine a purpose from the standpoint of daily life. However, there is one thing we do know, that man is here for the sake of other men, above all for those upon whose smiles and well-being our own happiness depends. The best way to cheer yourself is to cheer somebody else up. The measure of intelligence is the ability to change. The important thing is not to stop questioning. Curiosity has its own reason for existing. The woman who follows the crowd will usually go no further than the crowd. The woman who walks alone is likely to find herself in places no one has ever been before. The world, as we have created it, is a process of our thinking. It cannot be changed without changing our thinking. The world is a dangerous place to live, not because of the people who are evil, but because of the people who don't do anything about it. The only real valuable thing is intuition. The tragedy of life is what dies inside a man while he lives. The true sign of intelligence is not knowledge, but imagination. The true value of a human being can be found in the degree to which he has attained liberation from the self. There are only two ways to live your life. One is as though nothing is a miracle. The other is as though everything is a miracle. Two things are infinite: the universe and human stupidity, and I'm not sure about the universe. Try not to become a man of success. Rather, become a man of value. What is right is not always popular, and what is popular is not always right. When the solution is simple, God is answering. We all know that light travels faster than sound. That's why certain people appear bright until you hear them speak. Weakness of attitude becomes weakness of character. Wisdom is not a product of schooling, but of the lifelong attempt to acquire it. You never fail until you stop trying. You can never solve a problem on the level on which it was created. You have to learn the rules of the game, and then you have to play better than anyone else.